So coming off their big win against the Packers, the Minnesota Vikings have another challenging game ahead.
They are going to London, taking on the Jets and former Packers QB Aaron Rodgers. So we allowed him to come back. The Vikings won, so that was the rule.
You may remember we told Cody, because of superstition, not because we don't like you, that you weren't allowed back in the building unless they won. And Cody, it was close.
Yes, it felt a lot more like a Vikings game. First of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone knows now that you are people of your word.
Cody Benjamin, CBS Sports, insider.
Okay, Cody, before we get to the future, what is happening this week, what the heck happened last week?
Well, it did feel more like a regular Vikings game where, I mean, this year we've seen them handily take care of their opponents, but it wasn't that way at the end. I mean, Jordan Love kind of on a bad knee. He was borderline reckless throwing the ball, still pulled the Packers within a couple points. I think it shows that the Vikings secondary is a little vulnerable. Shaq Griffin, he's almost 30. Harrison Smith, he's well into his 30s. There's guys they're not spring chickens on the back end. So when Brian Flores' front isn't getting home up front, you can see there is some weakness on the back end. But I appreciated that the Vikings were still aggressive in this game. They allowed Sam Darnold to keep throwing, keep going to Justin Jefferson. They tried to put the game away, so I do appreciate that.
Are you more confident or less confident after that win?
I'd say slightly more. I mean, I think that it was good that they finally got some adversity. Again, I think there's a stat out there that the Vikings haven't trailed for more than like 3 minutes this season. So they have been front runners this year. And that's good, but eventually you want to see what can they do when another team is actually pushing them. And so the Packers did that. They came out with the win.
What do we expect in London?
Yeah, I would expect it to be an uglier game. I think that the Packers-Vikings game at the end, it was thrilling. Both teams were moving the ball down the field. First of all, you're going overseas. I look at almost these international games as divisional games where you never know what's going to happen. I think it's something like 11 of the last 13 international games have been one-score games. And so it's going to be close. It's going to be uglier. The Jets also just play an uglier brand of football. Sometimes that works in their favor. Sometimes it doesn't. Aaron Rodgers at 40, his arm, it's still there. The chemistry, the timing, the protection, that has not been there for the Jets. The one thing New York does have is a defense, a pass defense. They're one of the top 5 pass defenses. And so again, another week where we're saying, Sam Darnold, can you protect the football? He has yet to be phased by a turnover, but I think the Jets could make you pay. And so that's something to watch.
In this game going to be a little bit of a payback game too? I mean, I'm thinking of the history with Sam Darnold playing he was drafted by the Jets. So there's a little bit of history here too. And of course the Vikings and Aaron Rodgers. So
yeah, I think if you're a Vikings fan, you like how Sam Darnold has handled this. He has never taken the opportunity to slam his former teams, which they did not put him in great positions. He's taken the high road here. I think in this game, though, we talked about going up against the Packers as being an Aaron Jones game, going against his former team. I think this is the Aaron Jones game. The pass defense for the Jets is so good. I think that Sam Darnold, his key to beating his old team will be leaning on the run.